Hey guys, AntVenom here. It's been a long time now. Some of you may be looking for an explanation, but honestly, I would imagine that most of you are just happy to see me again, and I'm really thankful for that. The story that I want to tell you today is also a metaphor for how my mental state has been evolving throughout this extended downtime. So let's get right into it. I am tired of being bad at Minecraft. I know how to play the game, and I can play it well, but not at a competitive level. I may have won the first Minecraft Battle Royale in history, but that was at a time when hardly anybody knew what they were doing in this game. Back when simply strafing a circle around the enemy meant that they could barely touch you. These days, the competition is absolutely fierce. Every detail of Minecraft's combat system is known, understood, and exploited by players who dare to aspire in obtaining the coveted S-tier rank of public opinion. And for a few months now, I've wanted to catch up. Maybe not S-tier, but B-tier, A-tier. I've had some motivation to practice here and there, but I've honestly not put in the hours required for either of us to believe that I'm taking this seriously. However, a few months ago, I had the idea of tackling a challenge that I knew I was capable of conquering, that I knew I could pour hours of my time into in order to achieve perfection. And that challenge was to go fast. I wanted to get to the top of the Ace Race leaderboard on the Minecraft Championship practice server. The only thing standing in my way was a time set by one of the best players Ace Race has ever seen, CPK. But first, some context. Minecraft Championships is an event that happens about once a month or so where 40 creators across 10 teams are tested against a random arrangement of 9 different mini-games. Some of these games are PvP, some are collaborative, but a few of them put your skills to the test against the game itself and nobody else. And you know what? I am a sucker for game types that can be described this way, with Ace Race being one of my favorites. Every participant that gets invited to MCC gains access to a private Minecraft server where other contestants can practice in a few different game modes, Ace Race being one of them. The premise of Ace Race is pretty simple. In this context, it's a 3-lap race that involves the use of riptide tridents, elytras, and a bunch of tight movement. It's not a difficult map to complete or anything, but when the top time on the leaderboard is over 2 seconds ahead of second place, including the likes of JoJo Solos, Fire Breathman, Illumina, and other S-tier players, you know that this is a game type that's been highly optimized. Getting started in April of 2023, my personal best was a 226.45, which any decently skilled player could get in a day or so. The time to beat was a 220.30 by CPK. Again, he's over 2 seconds ahead here. What could CPK be doing that set him apart on this course? One word: precision. On a course this short and this fundamentally simple, every single 1/10 of a second matters. Every corner cut, every jump, every angle of every trick needs to be perfect. If I were going to contend with the record, I would have to know everything that CPK had already learned, and I would have to do it better and faster than him. Thankfully, the course as it's set up does tell you how good or bad you're doing on any given section, as noted by the word split, and there are 10 splits per lap. If I want to beat CPK, I would have to match or beat every single one of his splits. And that was going to take some time, some practice, some grinding. And so, I got to work. On April 27th, my personal best had fallen to a 221.90. Still about 2 seconds to go here. Despite the 30 or 40 hours up to this point that I had put into grinding this time down, it really was starting to feel like 220 could be out of reach for me. That was until the very next day when I would land a time of 220.45 right out of the blue. Ugh. This was a close one, less than a blink of an eye away from taking down CPK's time. This run wasn't perfect, but it certainly felt like it at the time. I mean, seriously, I had just smashed my personal best by 1.5 seconds, and the run felt like it had no mistakes whatsoever. Little did I know that I had actually managed to lose 1.5 seconds across the entire race when comparing to my current personal best. Yeah, you knew this was coming. On May 8th, I managed to not only beat CPK's time, but I also managed to shatter my initial goal, and I landed a 219.75. I had done it. The thing is, CPK beat me right back with a 219.69. Nice. Which means I really needed to nail the God run if I were going to try and hang on to first place. I didn't want to just take back the crown. I wanted to keep it. In case you hadn't realized it yet, I took this challenge personally. And on May 22nd, I achieved this run. Here it is, the final time. I've also added the splits for my other 3 runs so you can get an idea of how much time I actually saved when comparing split to split. As I progressed throughout the course, the primary choke points that took me the most amount of time to overcome were as follows. The train section, split 4, which can easily lose you 1/3 second if you trip over the iron bar that you have to jump over. The second choke point is the waterfall section, split 6 and 7 combined, and the third choke point is really everything after the ice path section, which is split 9 and 10. Pay attention as best as you can to this one. I have to activate my trident twice, allowing for me to aim at that back wall, setting up for a perfect launch out of the water, only allowing for a short jump, getting me into flight with a lot of height and a lot of speed, allowing for me to complete the lap as fast as possible. It's important that I begin laps 2 and 3 while still in flight, as that's way faster than landing any sooner than I actually did. This corner jump is also no joke to do consistently. Okay, coming up is the biggest time loss of the run. If you blink, you'll miss it. I hit the ceiling when exiting the waterfall, which in real time doesn't look all that bad, but it lost me over 1/4 second over my previous run. Make enough mistakes like that, and you're talking about seconds of time loss. The only reason I'm still happy with this run despite the mistake is due to how optimal split 10 was on every single lap, which can easily lose you a bunch of time when it really feels like it shouldn't. Having done the math after the fact, I could probably save another 1/2 second or more off of this run, but I'm not gonna go for it unless somebody beats this time. From here, let's just enjoy the rest of the run.
Yes! Let's go, dude! Woo!
218.74, over 1 full second ahead of the goal time that I started this whole endeavor with. This story truly was a metaphor for how my mental state has been evolving over the past year or so. I used to be excited to explore so many aspects of this game, and then my interests died off. And then they stayed that way for an exceedingly long time, until recently when I began to find new motivation and reasons to enjoy this game again, both the game of Minecraft and the game of life. I'm not quite ready to discuss the life aspect just yet, but let's just say that I'm confident that the next 2 video releases will be out in July, so keep an eye out for those. Over the past little while, I've poured a lot of time into Parkour Warrior on the MCCI multiplayer server, but as far as getting better at the game is concerned, I do still have a long way to go. Next up, I plan on training a whole lot of PvP because I'm tired of being bad at Minecraft. I hope you're all willing to join me on the journey. My name is AntVenom, and thanks for watching.